What's up, guys? Emser Nose Hoops back today with another video. And today, I am talking about a trade I was not expecting. I was at work, straight chilling. Shout out my guy, Simp. I get a text, hey, man, Minnesota, we up. I'm like, what? Brother, Lamelo Ball is a Timberwolf? I I am still bamboozled that this trade happened. More so because I was so excited to see what the young core um could be over there in Charlotte. And it's a good thing I was gonna record my draft ranking video of grading everyone out. What did I think? Well, this changes everything. um, so there's been a lot of talks about everything going on here. So let's talk about it for both sides. I guess what we should do is we should go to the more immediate team that's seeing the upfront change from this trade, which is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have acquired the point guard they are seemingly looking for, right? A guy who can take the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands in terms of having to always create, having to always be the guy to go with the doubles. Like now there is Lamelo who can objectively take that burden away from Anthony Edwards. So if you're Minnesota, I think that is an incredible move for you. And I think the IO contract makes a gazillion times more sense now. Because I love IO. Again, I made 3 videos on this dude before he had the playoff game of his fucking life and helped alter an entire first round series, right? But then throwing that kind of money now makes sense because they brought on Lamelo. So if Lamelo, who has injury history, unfortunately, goes down, boom, IO, you can step up, be the starting guard. So then I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. You move off of Randall, try and get that money gone. So now seemingly your starting 5 is Lamelo, and McDaniels, possibly Terrence Shannon, and Rudy. I think in terms of their fit, it could be pretty decent because I also think it takes away LaMelo's horrible shot selection. I think it will force the Timberwolves, or not force them, it will force LaMelo to be that second option, right? It'll let him focus on just being the facilitator, passer, playmaker, and not so much the scorer. But I also think it does provide legitimate spacing to some extent. Again, now while some of LaMelo's shot selection is poo-poo, he is still a shooter, undeniably. And teams will have to respect that. And because of that, now you can sort of change things up. And I do think him and Rudy as a pick and roll could be really interesting. So in terms of Minnesota, I like the move overall. I am worried again because health is a problem with LaMelo Ball. But at the same time, I think the fit overall is good. Your wing depth is damn near non-existent at this point. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Does that matter? Now let's go to the Hornets. So basically, these are the first round picks the Hornets have received. Minus 2033 is just completely unprotected from Minnesota. Which I think that's probably, if I'm going to be honest, I'm assuming that's what intrigued them more than anything else. If I'm Charlotte, is that in 7 years, in a very good chance, Ant is gone, LaMelo's gone, whatever it is, and they could suck, be absolute dog. They can have that pick, and at that point, this goes everywhere. So the Hornets basically now will get a more favorable of themselves in Minnesota, which is basically just you keeping your own pick, I would assume. I would assume Minnesota has a better pick or a worse pick by the end of the year. So they already have the least favorable. So now it's them, Utah, Cleveland, and again, a bunch of teams who maybe not so much Utah, but 2 out of the 3 teams who are going to be a playoff team fighting, trying to contend. I'm kind of like, well, is that real? what does that really get you? And then 2030, you're swapping with the least favorable of the Spurs, Dallas, and Minnesota again. So I'm not. I think. How do I explain it? I just think what they got back asset wise wasn't anything that crazy. Now, Shams put out Charlotte didn't shop Ball in the market, but listened and received multiple rich offers before filling a significant need in the front court with Reed. I don't believe this because there's no, well, this could be real, but this would tell me multiple things. One, I think this is embellishing by Shams because if basically one unprotected swap, one unprotected pick 7 years from now, and 2 picks in which the team that traded for your franchise guy or your second franchise, whatever you want to say, basically will get to keep their picks. What other rich offers did you get? And I'm just a little confused on why Charlotte moved him. But now you do have some of these picks. But the problem is, if you move them again, what team is going to want some of these swaps that aren't really swaps? It doesn't make sense. I think for Charlotte, this move is odd. But I think it does help them overall because that 2033 pick could be something crazy. And I think you still have Khan, you still have Brandon Miller. And I think part of it is too, is like, now what is that offense going to be though? I think Charlotte, man, I don't like this move as much for Charlotte personally. Basically you got Naz Reid and a first in 3 seconds. The seconds or whatever, I guess you could move those to try and get a different pick in the first round, however many years from now, I guess, that people are really, but I think that I don't like it. I don't like it for Charlotte. And some of this is my initial reaction now that I actually have time to sit down and talk about it with you guys. I think for the immediate future, this offense might fall off a cliff. The reason that this team really got going, aside from Khan and Brandon Miller actually finally, or not Khan so much, but basically Lamelo, Miller, and Khan all getting to actually play together, it was in part because of how crazy that offense was. Now, that offense is probably falling down a cliff. But I also think at times the problem is now with Minnesota, that guard play, that defense, and I ain't gonna lie, brother, you can't be doing the some plays off stuff no more. You're gonna need to be locked the fuck in because LaMelo's not a cone per se, but he also ain't Mr. I'm gonna pull my shorts up and he's gonna get you a clutch stop. But I think overall for Minnesota, this helps you with significant. Like, if I'm going off who won this trade more so, I will say I think it's Minnesota. I think Minnesota addressed some of their largest needs in terms of guard play. They needed someone that could take the ball out of Ant's hands, let Ant be that scorer, that secondary passer, connector guy. And now Jaden McDaniels, Rudy, Terrence Shannon, even Ayo, some of these dudes' lives just got made exponentially easier as an offensive player because of LaMelo Ball. So I will not deny that. Charlotte, I'm still not just, again, like, I guess, like, on paper, you could say we got, 7 picks for LaMelo? But it's like, meh. So if I had to grade this trade, For the Timberwolves, I would say it's a B plus. I'm gonna give this a D for the Hornets. I do not like the idea of this trade overall. Like, I love Kobe White. I'm a Bulls fan. Love Kobe White. He's not filling in what you just got from Lamelo. And I'm not even that high on Lamelo personally. I don't think Lamelo is some insane player, all-NBA guy. But, I mean, comparing him to Kobe fucking White is a different ordeal. I don't know, man. This might have hurt what Charlotte was trying to do. But we'll see. We'll see, because Con and Brandon Miller, your workload just exponentially jumped. Not even a question. So let me know what you guys think. I think overall this trade is an interesting one. I'm surprised Charlotte actually did it, because I remember yesterday, 2 days ago, randomly was like, Lamelo Ball's being shopped. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Because, you know, there reaches a point in the offseason, even though we're in the early parts, where even then guys get bored. So they're just like, oh, X players being shopped, Y players being looked at, Z team has made an anonymous call about X. This unironically happened. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this trade down below. Ultimately, I'm not a fan of it overall for Charlotte. I think Minnesota, this is your chance. Like, that you're helping Ant out. Now I gotta hope that this depth and what, you know, Chris Finch can do is gonna work. We'll see. We'll see. So as always, guys, this is episode No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this trade down below. What do you think of my thoughts? I appreciate each and every one of you. Peace out.